if there are any of you that are just joining us here at Yoga Farm, we welcome you, and we welcome all who have been here and have been with us through all of this. So thank you all for being here this morning. It's a real honor to be here with you and to take you through and be your guide this morning for your yoga practice. This morning we're going to start in a seated position. We haven't started in a seated position in a little while, so we'll start with that this morning. And finding a seated position that is really comfortable for you. As you can see, I'm up on a bolster this morning. That is what is feeling comfortable for me. So noticing what your body is asking for, up on a bolster, legs crossed, legs can be extended, maybe your knees bent. Also sitting in a kneeling position. You can sit in a kneeling position, and if you're in that kneeling position, you can also use a block or a bolster to place under you if this brings you more comfort. So really just play with that and see in what position you'd like to be in this morning. So once you've found that comfort zone where you'd like to sit, really being aware of your knees, also noting that if you are in this seated position and you have blocks or books, or I think I even heard Shula say shoe boxes the other day, which is a great idea. You can use that to prop your knees up, which can take some pressure off as well. So really, really find how you want to be. And once you've found that seated position, start to tune into your breath. Just start to notice it. You don't have to change it. Excuse me. Excuse me. You don't have to change your breath. Just notice it. Just notice your breath. Just notice it coming in and flowing out. Notice where your hands would like to be this morning. Maybe they want to be on your knees, palms down. Maybe they want to be on your knees, palms up, on your lap. Just noticing. And whatever you're noticing, be with that. Just be with that this morning. In your practice this morning, just allowing what is to be and to be okay with that. Maybe even finding gratitude in it. Just noticing where gratitude might come up and where you might notice that and feel that. Once you have found your hand position, once you've found your seated position, allowing your mind now to come in a little bit deeper into its awareness of the breath. And as your mind starts to become more aware of the breath, starting to deepen it, breathing in through the nose, and out through the nose or the mouth this morning. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, you could start to play with that. Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose, filling the lungs and the belly. And on the out breath, constricting the throat just a little and letting that air come back out through the nose. And you'll notice that when that air comes back out through the nose, it'll make a little bit of a ha sound, that ocean wave sound. So just play with that. Taking another inhale here, really noticing the lungs opening, the belly expanding, holding that just for 1, 2, and a long, slow release, noticing the belly as it deflates, letting the air come back out of the lungs, and then releasing through the nose. Always allowing this with your eyes open or your eyes closed. Feeling yourself starting to settle in, really connecting with your mat this morning. Giving yourself permission to be here. And just to be here. Letting the past stay in the past. And allowing the future to just be in the future. No attachments to either the past or the future. Just letting your mind, your breath, your body settle into the present. And as the mind and the breath come into the body, knowing that the body is always, always in the present. It's always here, reminding you that this is the moment. This is where our lives are lived. And taking a nice inhale here, let the body start to move now. Moving forward to the side. And as you exhale, coming around to the back, the inhale brings you forward again. Oh, starting to let that spine move this morning and warm up. Starting to connect the breath with this movement, inhaling, coming forward, and exhaling back and around. On your next inhale, switching directions, moving around the other way. Allowing that spine to move. Bringing this back to center. Taking a nice inhale, the arms come up overhead, shoulders are relaxed. The exhale brings that right arm down around and back, the left hand to the right knee. Inhaling to really lift that spine, and on the exhale, gently rotating, looking over that right shoulder. Inhaling, hands come back up overhead. Exhaling to the other side. That left hand is now behind you, tented if you'd like. Inhaling, really imagine the spine expanding and opening. The exhale, that gentle twist, looking over that left shoulder. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, palms down as the hands come back. Down. This time we're going to switch the way our legs are crossed. Some of us sit in the same way each time. So let's switch our legs and do the rotation again, and just notice if there's any subtle differences. So inhale, hands come back up. Exhale, that right arm comes around behind. Inhale, lifting the crown of the head towards the sky. Exhaling, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, hands come back up. And exhale, coming to the other side. The inhale lifts. The exhale moves into that gentle twist. Inhaling, hands come back up overhead. Exhaling, the hands float down. From our nice, comfortable seated position, let's go in now to tabletop. Finding your tabletop, always remembering you can bring a blanket to put under your knees if that feels comforting. Bringing the wrists right under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Finding your cat-cow this morning. Inhale, opening the chest. And exhale, rounding the back, pulling the belly button in toward the spine. Chin comes to chest. Inhale, that gentle arch, opening the heart space this morning. And exhaling. Really finding that hot breath. Moving here with your breath. My breath might be different from yours, which is absolutely fine. As you find your body rhythm, moving with your breath. As you bring this back to a neutral tabletop, let the hips now move from side to side. Just let them move, noticing the spine now as it moves in a little bit different way. You may even want to look over that left shoulder at your left hip, and then the right shoulder at the right hip. Just letting that move. And seeing as you move those hips, if your body starts to want to just move organically on its own. Maybe you want to do some gentle rolls here with the torso. Those hands also can come forward, just starting to then move the entire body. Noticing if there's any sensations, if there's any little areas that are gripping. If there are, just notice that. Sending some breath there, sending some love there. Going in both directions if you have that torso moving. Bringing this back to neutral, bringing the hands right back under the shoulders. This morning going into the side plank pose. So extending that left foot out to the left side of your mat in a little kickstand position. Right foot extends back, those toes are tucked. On the inhale, let that right heel drop to the mat as the right fingers reach high. So that right foot is totally connected with your mat, stays right there, or if you would like to lift that this morning, again, finding your practice. Noticing your balance here, noticing your strength. Exhaling, the foot comes down, the hand comes down. The knees come wide on your mat, feet are together. As you find your first child's pose this morning. So bringing the hips back towards the feet. The forehead rests gently on the mat or on your hands, on your fists, on that block. Really allowing yourself to sink in here. And coming back now to that tabletop position, bringing yourself upright. We'll do the other side here. So for the other side, the right ankle now kickstands out to the right side of your mat. Left foot extends back. On the inhale, that left heel comes to the mat as the left fingers reach high. And again, that left foot stays right on the mat, or you might want to lift that left ankle or that left foot. You also, if this is bothersome, you can stay right down on your elbow and do this side plank in this position. So taking another breath here. And exhaling, hands comes down, your foot comes down, knees once again are wide as you come in and find that child's pose. Really letting the forehead rest. Allowing the hands to be forward, hands can be by your side. Finding a nice inhale, and that full breath on the exhale. But coming back into tabletop, or if you'd like to this morning, coming into a plank position. Those hands and wrists are underneath the shoulders. So a tabletop or plank, finding your practice. On the inhale, bending those knees, lifting those hips right up to the sky. Walking those feet this morning as you come into your downward dog, really connecting those fingers and those knuckles to your mat. Being in this little upside down V this morning. Letting the sits bones extend right up to the sky. The next exhale, coming back to tabletop or plank position. And on the exhale, let the knees come down as the torso comes down. The hands come forward as the elbows now are right under the shoulders, palms down. The feet are connected to the floor, your thighs, your hips. Your gaze is gentle here as you come up into this gentle back bend this morning. And breathing here. Let your head and neck be relaxed. And breathe. On the next exhale, coming all the way back, down to your mat, chin, cheek, or forehead. Bringing the palms back to the shoulders, tucking the toes, coming back into tabletop or plank. And we'll go back into that downward dog. So on the inhale, lifting those hips right up. Again, letting those hands be secure on the mat, walking the feet, bending one knee and then the other. Allowing the head to relax here. The shoulders are relaxed and down towards the hips. That back is elongated. Looking up towards the thumbs, walk the feet towards the thumbs towards the feet. And allow the knees to bend here as you relax into this forward fold. Hands can be on the mat, on your ankles. Let the head here relax, the neck relax. Bending the knees even further, gently start to roll all the way up to a standing position. Let the hands come up overhead, thumbs hook in that gentle back bend. On the exhale, palms find each other as they come to rest in front of your heart space. Taking a moment here, eyes opened, eyes closed, maybe eyes gazing down at the floor. Feeling your feet connected to your mat and to the earth. And finding your why this morning. What brings you here to your mat this morning? Noticing the breath as it's moving in and coming out. And what brings you here? And just knowing that whatever you are seeking this morning is already seeking you. Inhaling, hands come back up overhead. On the exhale, let that right arm come down. Inhaling, now the left fingers reach high. Exhaling, the right fingers reach low. Opening that side body this morning. Inhaling, both hands up. Exhaling to the other side. The inhale reaches the right fingers up this time, and the exhale, those left fingers low. Ah, that feels so good. Inhaling here, finding your breath and bringing your motion into this. As you inhale, the hands come up, and the exhale takes one down. Those feet are nicely connected to the mat. Feel the soles of your feet in connection with your mat. Breathing both arms up. As you exhale, let that left or right hand come down. On the inhale, let that left hand now just move a little bit to the side as you open the heart space and gaze up towards that palm. Inhaling to the other side. Exhaling the left hand down. Inhaling a gentle bend here. Turning the gaze upward. And exhaling both hands down. Let's do a little shake out here. Shake out those hands and wrists and elbows and shoulders and legs. Let's shake this all out. Where else can you do this little shake out but here in your yoga practice? Just really enjoy that. All right, so coming back here, noticing those feet right underneath your hips. Let's start that little willow this morning. Letting the torso turn, the arms follow. Letting this movement come from your waist up to begin with. And we'll step those legs a little bit farther apart, letting the knees bend. Letting the heels lift. Letting the back hand gently tap that lower back as it comes around. Releasing the lower back here. Letting that breath move in and out. Letting this gently come back to neutral, bringing the feet back under your hips, really noticing your feet here, feeling that connection. We'll take a nice inhale, let those hands come up, thumbs interlock as we do that gentle back bend. The exhale brings us down to the mat, hands to the mat, knees are bent here. Inhaling, straightening the knees, coming just to that halfway point. Exhaling back down to your mat, knees are bent. On the inhale, keeping those knees bent, lifting up into chair pose. Keeping those knees forward here, being able to see your toes. Exhaling back down to your mat. Inhaling, letting those knees stay bent as you roll back up to a standing position. Hands come overhead, that gentle back bend. This time on the exhale, interlace the fingers, rounding the shoulders as the hands stretch forward. Inhaling, hands back overhead. Exhaling, back to your mat, knees are bent. Inhaling, legs are straight, coming up to that neutral position. Sits bones point back, crown of the head points forward. Exhaling, back to the mat. Inhaling, knees are bent, coming back into that chair pose. Now for chair pose, hands may be at your ears, they can be extended in front, they can be in prayer position, or even on your waist. Finding your pose this morning. Exhaling, back to the mat. Inhaling, knees are bent, rolling all the way up to standing, hooking the thumbs, a gentle back bend. Exhaling, rolling those shoulders forward. Nice stretch. Inhaling, hands are up. And exhaling, hands are down to the mat. Knees are bent. Inhaling to straighten the legs, coming to that right angle position. Exhaling back to the mat. Inhaling one more time, coming up into that chair pose this morning. Breathing here, finding your breath. Inhale and exhale. The next exhale brings you back to your mat. Keeping the knees bent. Inhale to roll up, hands come overhead. Gentle back bend. On the exhale, just let the hands float down to the side. Do another little shake. Just another little shake. Now coming to the top of your mat, if you have blocks, certainly you can grab those blocks and use them. And if you do, just place them to the outside of your mat. Come to the top of your mat. Really notice your base here. Really feel your feet connected. The inhale, hands come up. And on the exhale, let those arms come down. Step that right foot back. Right knee comes down. That right foot is down. Noticing your left foot here. So the left knee is right over that left ankle. Now here's where your blocks can come in. You can use these blocks to place your hands on. Or hands can be on your mat. Take a nice inhale here. And on the exhale, just allow yourself to sink right down into your pose this morning. Hands can remain right here on the blocks. Hands can also be on your knees. Or hands can be extended in that gentle back bend. Just breathing here, letting the shoulders stay relaxed. And exhaling, those hands come back down to the blocks of the floor. Tuck that back toe. Step forward, coming into a nice little forward fold. Inhale, bending the knees, rolling up to standing. And on the exhale, hands come down, stepping the left foot back, bringing the left knee down to the mat. Finding your hips forward here. And coming into your low lunge on the left side. Again, finding your hand placement on the blocks, on your knee. Extension. And breathing here. Where are you feeling this? Where is the sensation right now? And just breathing with that. And being absolutely okay with what that flow is. Okay, well there's a little phone call coming in right now, so hopefully that hasn't interrupted things too much. So coming from this forward, there's this low lunge. We will tuck that back toe. And step that left foot forward. And from here, bending the knees, gently rolling back up to a standing position. And letting those hands come overhead. And release that down. Today we haven't done a tree pose or balance pose in a while. So let's give that a try this morning. So to prepare for this, noticing your feet right under your hips, feeling all four corners of both feet really connected to your mat. Letting your shoulders be relaxed over your hips. And allow your awareness now to bring all your weight over into that right leg. So your weight is coming into that right leg. That left toe stays right on the mat as that left knee rotates out. Or you can bring that left toe to the lower part of your leg, or you can bring it right up to the upper part of your leg. That is not in my practice. This is my practice, so you find your practice. Finding your gaze here, really finding that point, and then we'll find our hand position. It can be at heart space, at waist, or you can lift those arms, those branches, and breathe here. Really breathing, noticing, feeling your roots connected, feeling your energy. Exhaling those hands down and gently releasing the pose as you came into it. So giving that a nice little shake this morning. And then reestablishing here, reestablishing your roots. Feeling both feet connected. Just reestablishing that nice steady gaze up, maybe where the ceiling and the wall meet. Allowing now your awareness to bring the weight over into your left leg. That right knee rotates out. Those right toes stay right on the mat. Come to the lower leg or the upper thigh. Then finding where you'd like your hands to be and opening up into this. Now that foot is either above or below the knee, never on the knee. And coming in and out of the pose is perfectly fine. Whatever your balance is today, let's be okay with that. Let's just be with whatever is. And bringing the hands down and gently coming out of the pose the way we went in and giving that a nice little shake. Right, let's try our little warrior sequence this morning. So coming back to the top of your mat, once again, finding your base, taking a nice inhale and stepping that right foot back. The right foot is parallel with the short side of your mat. Those left toes are forward. Take a nice inhale here, straightening that front leg. And on the exhale, bending that front knee, rotating that knee out towards the small toes. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. As you inhale this time, bring hands to heart space, that front knee is straight. And on the exhale, bend the knee, bring the arms out into that T position, and turn the gaze now over those left fingers. Just to imagine that maybe someone is gently pulling on both of your wrists and allowing your arms to be nice and wide here. Noticing where your gaze is focused. Feeling that right foot fully connected to your mat. Inhaling to straighten the front leg. On the exhale, let those left fingers reach forward as they come down to find connection with the block or with your leg as those right fingers reach high. And just noticing your gaze here. Allowing yourself to be high enough up so that you can come right up out of those hips. You notice if I go down, I start to bend forward here. And as I lift up, it switches my alignment here. Keeping the breath moving, opening the heart space. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhaling, hands come down. Turn that left foot in. Letting the heels now be just a little bit wider than those toes as you remain in this wide stance. We'll take a nice inhale here. And on the exhale, bending from those hip creases, Coming forward, bringing those hands down to the floor, to the mat. On the inhale, lifting up, coming to that halfway point. And on the exhale, releasing down into your wide-legged forward fold. Being aware that there's no pull in the back of the knee. Let those legs bend just a little if there is. And gently walk those hands over now to that right foot, bending that right knee if you'd like. Feeling that nice opening in the left leg. Gently walking this back to center and then over to that left foot, bending that left knee. Coming back to center. Inhaling, hands on the floor, coming back to that halfway point. Exhaling back down. Really pulling that belly button in now. Inhaling, coming back to a standing position. Opening those hands wide. Exhaling those arms to the side and walking those legs together. Giving those legs a little shake out, the hips a little shake out. And we'll move now to the other side. So coming to the top of your mat once again, finding your base. And let's just take a nice pause here. You can close your eyes, you can leave your eyes open if you'd like. Just check in here with your body. Just really notice any shifts, any differences from side to side. It's noticing where your mind might be. Maybe invite it back if it's wandered off. Just bring it back here to your mat. And be present with your practice. I'll take a nice inhale here, stepping the left foot back this time. So now the left foot parallels the short end of your mat. Those right toes are forward, and that right heel can make a nice line to the arch of your left foot. So just finding some alignment here. And we'll start that inhale to straighten and exhale to bend. Just warming up that right leg here. We'll do this one more time. Exhale and bend. Inhaling, hands come together at heart space. And the exhale, the right knee bends. The arms extend into that T position. And the gaze shifts now over those right fingers. Really allowing the shoulders to stay relaxed here. Letting your gaze be steady. Feeling both feet connected. Feeling your energy, feeling that strong base. Pulling that belly button in. Inhaling to straighten now that right knee. The exhale, right fingers reach long till they come down to find connection with the right leg. Left fingers now reach high. Breathing here, noticing where you're feeling, any sensations. And let that sensation move with your breath. Yoga is a way to allow the body to move feelings through those sensations, to release them. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhaling, hands come down to the side. Let's walk those feet together. Nice little shake. Hands come up overhead. On the exhale, bending those knees, letting the arms swan dive down to the mat. Once your hands are there, let's come down to tabletop. Bring that right knee down, then the left knee down, and coming into a nice little side straddle here. Extending the legs long in front of you. And we'll do some nice stretches and openings here on your mat this morning. So to start with, let's take a nice inhale, bringing that left arm up, keeping that right arm nicely planted on your mat. Feeling that little stretch here. Switching sides, bringing the right hand over. Let's do that one more time on each side. Inhale and exhale. Releasing those hands down to the mat. Take a nice inhale, let it lifting the crown. On the exhale, let the chin come to the chest here. The inhale brings the left ear to the left shoulder. Exhaling back to center. And inhaling to the other side. And the exhale, chin comes back down. And just move through this with your breath. Just letting that neck relax and release. Bringing the head now back to center. Let's bring those legs wide. They come into a nice wide V. Once they're in that V, let's bring the right leg in. Now using any props here if you'd like. My leg here likes to have a prop on this side for this pose. We'll take a nice inhale. And on the exhale, let those fingers start to walk forward. And just coming to wherever you feel your edge this morning. Let the head and neck stay in line with the spine here. Sits bones are both nicely connected to your mat. Just relax into this. And be okay with wherever your edge is this morning. Might be different from where it's been in the past, and that is okay because we are right now in the present. Walking this gently back to center. And we'll switch sides. So you bring that left leg in. Take that inhale to open the chest and lift the spine. And the exhale, walking those fingers forward. And finding your edge on this side. And with curiosity, just note where it might be different. Are you feeling it in the same place? From side to side. And just be curious, no stories. Just allowing it to be what it is this morning. And we'll walk those hands back. Bring both feet in this morning. Soles of your feet find each other. Take that nice inhale, opening the chest. And on the exhale, bringing your torso forward here. Letting this come from your lower back. And once you're here, if you'd like to let your head release, that's fine, or you can keep your head right in alignment with your spine. Let those hips release. And allowing the breath to keep moving. Bringing the hands up the legs, allowing those knees to come together. Extending the feet forward. Feet are flexed. Take an inhale here to open the chest. And on the exhale, rounding forward. This time allowing the shoulders to round and the head to release if you'd like. Just coming to wherever your edge is this morning. Hands may rest wherever they would like. And walk those hands back. Bend the knees. Feet are flat on the floor. And let those knees just move from side to side gently here. Rolling all the way down to your mat. Take a nice long little trip down, rolling down. Once you're down here, bring those knees into your chest. Give them a little hug. Gentle roll from side to side. And then extend your legs long. So let's do a little something for our abs this morning. So bringing your hands just underneath your hips here. Bending the knees, pulling the knees into the chest. Letting the legs extend up high. And on the exhale, gently lower those feet and those legs down. When they're almost down to the mat, you can gently look at them. Inhale, bring the knees back in. And we'll exhale to do it again. Now, remember to keep that lower back really connected to your mat. And if this is really intense, just do one leg at a time. Letting your breath move here with you. Inhale to bring the knees in. And exhale to release them down. Finding that little gaze. And let's do this just one more time. Moving with your breath. Keeping that lower back connected. And once those feet are down, release that down. Bend that left knee, right foot, or left foot is on the mat. Bring the right knee over that left thigh. And staying right here, if this is your pose. Maybe you might want to lift that left leg, threading the hands behind the knee, and pulling those knees in toward your chest. Releasing that down, switching legs, bringing the left foot over that right thigh, keeping that left foot flexed, keeping that right foot on the mat, or maybe lifting that, threading the hands behind the knee, and bringing the knees in toward the chest. Letting the shoulders and head both stay nicely relaxed and connected to the mat here. Keeping the breath moving in on the inhale and out with a ha breath on the exhale. Releasing that down. Letting the knees move gently from side to side. Walking those heels right up next to your hips. Palms are at your side, or hands are at your side, palms down. Going into the bridge pose this morning, on your inhale, gently lift those hips. And on the exhale, gently release them back down. On the inhale, pushing up through the heels, bringing those hips right up off the floor. Hands are on the mat, or maybe hands are interlaced underneath the hips, shoulders are gently rolled under. Keeping those knees parallel, pointed toward the ceiling. And breathing here. Keeping the breath going, the chin is down on the chest. And exhaling, releasing, coming all the way back down to your mat. And once again, letting the knees move from side to side. Extending that left leg long on your mat. Bringing the right knee in. And taking that right hand, bringing it to the outside of that right foot. Bringing it into this half happy baby pose. That left hip stays nicely connected. That left foot is flexed. Breathing into this. Releasing this now, bringing that right knee over to the side as you roll over onto that left hip. And coming into a nice little twist this morning. Keeping the shoulders relaxed and on your mat. And noticing where your gaze would like to be. Maybe right up at the sky. If you look to your right, it brings you more into a more intense twist. Or if you look to the left, a more restorative twist. Gently coming back, rolling back to center. Releasing that right leg. Bringing that left leg in, so the right leg is long, the right foot is flexed. Bringing the left hand to the outside of that left foot. And coming in, keeping that knee bent, opening up the back of the leg here. Keeping the right hip nicely connected to your mat, shoulders are relaxed. And noticing where the sensation is on this side. Breathing here. Gently releasing this, bending that left knee, rolling over onto that right side, and coming into your twist. So that left knee is over to the right as you're on your right hip. Shoulders are relaxed and down here to your mat. And that right hand can be on top of that left knee or maybe supporting that left knee. Breathing into the twist. Gently releasing this back to center. Pulling both feet in, both knees in, I should say. Little roll from side to side. Now extend that right leg long on the mat, then the left leg. Take a nice inhale here, bring your hands up overhead, and squeeze your hands into fists. Squeeze your hands, squeeze your arms, your torso, your whole body, all the way down to your toes. So squeeze everything as tight, 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 tight as you can. Tighter, tighter. And exhale, release. Take another full inhale here. And on the exhale, allow the arms to now float down by your side. And take a pause here. A pause just to notice if your body feels complete and ready to move into your final pose of Shavasana. Or if there's any other move or bend or twist that your body is asking for this morning. So take a moment to honor that. Maybe you want to bring the heels of your feet together and open your knees. Just finding if there's any other movement. And once your body feels complete, find your Shavasana this morning. You might want to bring a pillow underneath your knees, a pillow or a blanket under your head. And I will mind the time as you allow your body now to move into the surrender of Shavasana, to the reset of Shavasana, letting your whole body relax and release. Taking a full breath in and a long, slow breath out, allowing the eyes to close if that's comfortable. And I will mind the time. Please remain in Shavasana for as long as you would like, or as long as you're able. And if you are ready, we'll take a nice inhale and a full exhale here. And as you gently wiggle your toes and your fingers, when you're ready, pulling your knees in towards your chest and gently rolling to one side, gently holding their head here with your hand or your arm, And just taking a pause here. Noticing your mind, noticing your body, noticing your breath. As you move from your practice on the mat to your practice off the mat. And knowing that we are never more than one grateful thought away from peace of heart. And finding gratitude today as you move through it. And when you're ready, bringing yourself back to that upright position. The love, the light, the radiance inside of me recognizes, honors, and is so grateful for the love, the light, the radiance that shines from each one of you. Thank you so very much for joining me this morning and for allowing me to be part of your practice. Thank you. Namaste.